Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about interest coverage ratio. Okay. Now, interest coverage ratio is calculated like this. It is EBIT divided by interest expense. EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, divided by how much interest the company has to pay. So that would give you interest coverage ratio. You can get both of these from the sheet which we have already learned. Okay. Now, let me take two conditions. Let us say that EBIT of a company is 800 rupees and interest that has to be paid is 80 rupees or 80 crore and 800 crore rupees. Okay. So if you divide EBIT by interest, then interest coverage ratio would be 10. Okay. Now, what does this mean? What does interest coverage ratio say? Interest coverage ratio tells us how many times of the interest is the company earning. Okay. See, company is earning 800 crore rupees, interest is 80 crore rupees, meaning company is earning 10 times more than the interest that needs to be paid. Meaning, company has capacity to repay the loan amount, or you can say interest, without any issues. Okay. Let me take second condition. Let us say EBIT is 800 crore rupees and interest to be paid is 1000 crore rupees. So the interest coverage ratio would come to 0.8, meaning the company is not earning enough money to pay even the interest to the banks or financial institutions. Interest to be paid is 1000 crore rupees, but the company is earning 800 crore rupees. Interest is more than the earnings, meaning it cannot pay interest from this earnings. Okay. The interest coverage ratio shows us the capacity of the company to repay the loan. It tells us how much capacity does the company have to repay the loan. Okay. Now tell me, can't company take a loan if it has capacity to repay it? It can, correct? If it has the capacity to repay loan or repay interest or pay interest, why can't it take loan? Let the company take loan and invest and earn more money and then pay interest, correct? Yes. So now, by looking at these two, which value is better? Or in other words, how much do you think the interest coverage ratio should be? It should be more than 1, correct? If it is more than 2, then it is very good. So here the company has 10 times the capacity to repay the loan or to pay interest. Here it cannot pay. Okay. So if the interest coverage ratio is greater than 1 or 2, then it would be considered a good company. Alright. Now, let me use this interest coverage ratio in the scanner and make some adjustments and show you. Alright. Alright. So I'm in screener.in and I have applied all these conditions that we have learnt up until now and have got 15 companies here. Okay. Now I will apply one more condition here and explain it to you and then proceed with interest coverage ratio. Okay. So I'll say and I'll say market capitalization greater than 500. Okay, 500. Now, what is market capitalization? I have already made a video about it and posted it in my channel. You can watch that. What I want is companies with market capitalization greater than 500 crore rupees. Okay, I want it to be greater than 500 crore rupees. This is because I do not want any small cap companies. There are possibilities of manipulating the sheets, account statements, and also share price of small cap companies, which I do not want to take a risk. Okay, so here I'm saying I want to look at companies which have more than 500 crore rupees market capitalization. Okay, when I do that and click on run this query, I get only three companies. I get only three. All right. Yes. Generally, it would be better if you have 10-15 companies in your portfolio, but unfortunately, after applying all these conditions, you're getting only three. It's okay. Now, let me add the interest coverage ratio. Okay. I want it to be greater than 2. I want it to be greater than 2. Now, I will run this query and you can see I get the same three results. Okay. Now let me make a bit of modification. Let me remove this debt to equity. Okay, I will remove this and run the query. And here I am getting 5 companies. Now see, we want the debt of a company to be low. Correct? Yes. But if we use that, we get only 3 companies. But I have used this condition here. Interest coverage ratio should be greater than 2. Meaning, the company can have loan, but it must be able to repay it. That's all. Debt to equity says that debt should be less. But we are saying here is let debt be there. Let loan be there. If the company has capacity to pay interest, then there is no problem in having debt or loan. And we are using this formula to say that. Okay, if the company has loan, it is okay, but it should have the capacity to pay the interest. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next, one more modification which I will do is remove this. Of course, this is a number given by a person, but then there is no standard rule as to how much this should be. Okay, I will delete this and run the query once again to get 64 companies. Okay, I am getting 64 companies. So this is my final screener, or these are my final conditions. Now what I will do is I will go and look at each of the company in detail, look at their balance sheets, profit and loss statement before investing. That is what I do. Okay. Now you have learned the way I use the ratios. I do not want you to use the same formulas and invest blindly. What you have to do is you have to look at the videos made by other creators and see how they use different ratios. There are various other ratios, various different ratios than these, and people do use them. So when you start watching videos of other creators, you will come to know how they analyze stocks. And as you keep on watching, your knowledge will improve or increase. And after you are finally confident, you can start investing in companies. Okay? But this is how I invest. Alright? Yes. So I hope the concept of interest coverage ratio is clear. I'll end this video here. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.